Can I get a witness? 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 Welcome to the huddle. Each one reach one. Each one teach one. We all we got. We all we need. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Good God Almighty. Welcome to the huddle. Welcome to the huddle. In the huddle, we know that your attention is the most powerful thing that you can pay. So if you paying me some attention right now in the moment or on the replay, I just want to say I give my all to be worthy. Give a shout out to my executive producer, my wardrobe coordinator. Came home, I had to tell a story today that was kind of deep to me. I was talking to a man who said he grew up in the Outer Banks of North Carolina playing in the Sound. And when he told me that, I thought he was being deep. I say, what? He said, yeah, I grew up in the Outer Banks of North Carolina playing in the Sound. He said, let me teach you something, Trav. I said, boy, I'm ready to learn. So he broke it down to me that the Sound is a narrow body of water that's in between the mainland and the island where fresh water meets salt water. He grew up on the Outer Banks, the North Carolina beaches. It was powerful. I learned something. So I was telling my wife that, and I come out and I said, baby, what I'm wearing today? She said, you wearing 2 shades of blue. I said, what that represents? She said, the Carolina represents you. The North Carolina water. The royal blue represents the ocean, the universal truth of the world. In between is the sound. She said, baby, you the sound. Good God Almighty. Want to give a shout out to my homegirl, the greatest co-host in the whole world, Alexa. Tell me something good.
We all we got. We all we need.
You already know what it is. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Man, that song powerful tonight. Earlier this week, I just got to start off with this. This off course, but I got to start off with this because it's in my spirit. Earlier this week, I was telling my daddy how I got humbled in the ego when I realized that my 15-year-old son can bench press more than me. I say, man, that was deep. He said, yeah. It's going to be a lot more you're going to learn. So I said, well, let me ask you this, man. I understand how you feel or how you felt when I was 15, when I was benching 300 and some pounds. How you felt when I was stronger than you, Daddy? He said, I ain't feel nothing. I said, what you mean? He said, I ain't never see you lift it. So I say, what you mean? Whole time, what you thought I was lying? He said, oh, hell yeah, you just talking. I ain't see you lift shit. So at that moment, man, see, we all children that done got old. When I say, can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Meaning someone to care for you, pay you some attention, to see your moments when God work. How much pride I had at that moment as a child to do something extraordinary, only to find out he didn't believe it because he didn't witness it. So can I get a witness in this here moment? In this here moment. That's how powerful being a witness is. Tonight's word is extemporaneous. Yeah, extemporaneous. I got the word about 8:30. Shout out to Big Brother Winston. He's a word producer of the Hero Training Show. He'd be getting later and later, closer to showtime for him to give me the word. I say, man, you been bull jiving, man. He said, nah, man, I think the show be better when you don't have much time to even think about it. So tonight I called him. He didn't answer. I called him back. I said, man, what's the word? He said, extemporaneous. I said, come on, man. I ain't never heard that word a day in my life. He said, you heard it now. I said, I don't even know what that means. I say, I'm driving. I can't even think to spell it. Man, you got to text me that. Extemporaneous. Alexa, what is the meaning of extemporaneous?
Extemporaneous is an adjective that describes something that is prepared on the spot without prior planning, such as a speech or performance.
Something that is prepared on the spot without prior preparing or planning means in the moment, out of the spirit. So when I called him back, I said, extemporaneous, man, why you give me that? He said, because that's what your show is about. That's your gift. You don't prepare, you just come from the spirit. See, I don't do here. A while back, every episode, I used to talk about the hero hymn. Hero hymn, we know that. Your spirit is the mighty wind. Your breathing system is called your respiratory system. In the moment, we take in and we give out. That's called inhale, exhale. We breathe in the moment. Extemporaneous means to be in the moment without preparation. If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. If you in the spirit, you let go, you let God, you breathe. What's in your mind, what's your intentions, what's in your soul will come out. When good people get in the wind, they always land in soft places. Extemporaneous. I don't have to prepare to be me. I just wake up and be. See how that works? But some would call it freestyle. Real life story. Real life story. Years ago, I told you every Friday I would have a session at my house. My friends, my brothers, we would just come and we would call it Freestyle Friday. Wasn't about if you could rap or not. Just in layman's term, everybody would come, bring their bottle, bring their smoke, and we would just have camaraderie, true friendship and love in the moment, and we would throw on beats. And I would ride beats because I could. I'm real extemporaneous when it comes to these words on a beat. No preparation, on the spot. Let go, let God. But in the moment, we create an environment where it wasn't about competition. It wasn't about shame. It was about freedom, being able to express yourself. See, I got a song say, it's a powerful thing when you sing your own song. Oh, I want to sing my song. Cause I can't sing it wrong. You can't sing your song wrong when it's yours. When you truly understand how you feel and you can express it at any moment. That's extemporaneous. That's the true you. That's the true you. Everybody real until they get real. It could get real at any moment. Ain't no hold up. It's real. Extemporaneous. No preparation. No planning. Just wake up and be you. One moment at a time, one situation at a time, one step at a time. Do you understand who you are? Because the more and more you understand who you are, you can become and embody extemporaneous. You can be a freestyler that's always on beat. And always have something to say when it's time to say it. So I saw men get comfortable in their words, in their expressions. I used to tell how one brother would turn the beer cap. I knew he had something on his mind. I say, let it off. Extemporaneous. No preparation. Tell me how you feel. We all know this real life. We done had something on our mind, contemplating on how we gonna say what we're gonna say, especially as men dealing with our women who understand that they are emotional and their words and our words pull the strings of their emotions like a violin. So we understand what we want to say, but we got to go over and over and over and over in our mind to be sure not to say the wrong thing that we know that will pull their emotions, and our point will get lost in feelings. And we be practicing and practicing. Man, I'm going to say, look. And then you go home and you get in game time where you got to be. And if you can't be real in the moment to express yourself to your woman with confidence, boy, you liable to say any goddamn thing. So you got to understand how to be extemporaneous on how to understand with no preparation in the moment. I'm talking about now, how to always be able, at the drop of a dime, be able to speak your mind. Nobody gives you time. There's no time in the moment. It's now. Who are you? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Who are you? Come on, come on. So you don't have to prepare to answer what's 2 plus 2. 4. You don't have to prepare, rehearse to answer what's 3 plus 3, 6. But if I give you an equation that has to be solved in order of operation, well, you got to go through and make sure you understand the order and refresh your preparation of procedure. See, you're no longer extemporaneous. So the point of that is keep your equations simple. Can't prepare to be real, you just got to be it. I got a band. My brother William McPherson, a.k.a. Toot. My brother Derek Huey. My brother Raymond Tate. If I call and I say, let's strike, they're going to bring who they bring, and we come as off the top. And in my band, we got a principal foundation that we stand on. No rehearsal. This here universal. Extemporaneous. We say, get in where you fit in. But don't you come in till you feel it. Get in where you fit in, but don't you come in till you feel it. That is being in groove with the moment. I told you, when you good, when your intentions are right, your reasons are right, the wind is your friend. Get in it. Let go. Let God. Be extemporaneous in the moment with no preparation. Be free to be. You will always land in a prepared land of your destiny. So I come on here every Thursday. I don't prepare. I don't read from a book. I just let my soul go in the spirit. I let the wind in me travel through my vocal cords, cause a vibration that we know is sound. And you feel that just as much as you hear that. That is when we connect. I call it hero training. I call it a means of waking up your inner spirit to realize that there's a voice in you that's always speaking. Do you hear it? Do you trust it? Do you understand it? Do you believe in it? The questions are more powerful than the answer. But when you can check all of them off, you start learning how to let go and let God. Be extemporaneous in the moment. Let the Spirit guide. I've been real since my birthday. I'm talking about the very, very first day. And if you're real in this moment, you have too. We romanticize the idea of becoming with no reality of being. I had a conversation with somebody this week who had a whole mountain of what they was. So that sounds good, but let me tell you who I am. And I ain't got to prepare. I ain't got to rehearse. I ain't got to be given my orders of how to speak and what to speak. That's what hero training is about. If you can't understand that in a broader picture, then just bring it to your home. There's a voice talking to you every moment that determines what you speak to the people in your home. What you speak in your home is powerful on both ends of the spectrum. But there's nothing in between what you hear in your head and what you say. The X means exhale, express, experience. Extemporaneous means what you put out in the moment. There's a power in that in your home. You control that. And if you don't have to think, and you're confident that you put out love, compassion, empathy, care, protection, commitment. When you speak that in your home with no preparation, with no thought, it's letting go and letting God, and it's God in there. But on the other end of the spectrum, if that voice ain't saying those things, if your children ain't hearing the things that make them upright and grow like a son do, that's what your word's supposed to. If they ain't hearing it, and you ain't even aware or conscious to plan or think how negative and destructive in the mind you are in your home, then it's godless. So I always say, you got to understand both sides. Extemporaneous. Alexa, what is the meaning of extemporaneous?
Extemporaneous is an adjective that describes something that is prepared on the spot or done without prior planning. It means something is done off the cuff or impromptu.
Off the cuff. I'm talking about off the cuff. That's a big word. Extemporaneous. There's power in words. Power in spelling. It's hard to spell. It's a long word. But how powerful are you off the cuff? If you walking with your woman and your children, life comes at you fast. Life comes at you fast. Can you catch it? When the ball coming fast, there's no time to prepare. You got to always be in posture to push off your pivot, to get right, to move tight, to be ready to fight. Extemporaneous, in the moment, off the cuff. If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. I want to talk about a current event. I saw two things. I don't normally talk about entertainment, But it's two brothers I've been paying attention to, and it took me somewhere deep, being extemporaneous. I just want to come off the cuff with this. I was looking at Terrence Howard and I was looking at Kanye West. And I was listening to both of them and their perspective. And I realized that they are one and the same brothers in two different lanes. Terrence Howard is an actor. I think he's a master of his craft. He have the accolades and the work to stand in his confidence and his rightfulness of a master. Kanye West is a master in his perspective. He has the work and the accomplishments and the accolades to stand in it. And see, in this here thing of consciousness and truth or wokeness, it's really what the foundations of hero training. There are certain foundations that I stand on and build on. One of them is the ones that know it all, know we know nothing at all. And that can be deep in the moment or not. The question is more powerful than the answer. The ones that know it all know we know nothing at all. No man will know the beginning. No man will know the end. There's a scripture for that, just for another context. So if that is the truth, and you hear me say this all the time, you got to understand how it works. You got to understand your position in it. The more and more you understand your position and how it works, you will be in harmony with it so that it may work with you, for you, on you, through you. Don't fight the wind. Get in it. Let the Spirit move you. Let the Spirit guide you. See how I'm saying the same thing? So I'm looking at these brothers with this foundation of understanding. And I'm listening to them. Terrence Howard is questioning mathematics and the logic of math. He's saying wild shit like 1 times 1 don't equal 1, it equal 2. And he got logic and theory, and he's debating scientists and mathematicians, and he's just talking his shit, kicking his judo. And there's so many ways you can't say he's wrong because he's logically sound. So there are scientists that's challenging him to show him how what his concepts and logic have fallacies. And it's a pretty good debate if you're on that level of understanding. But he's kicking his judo. Kanye West, as you know, was a billionaire. Understood the music industry, got in fashion, made shoes, became at the table to understand that world from a master perspective, to realize these ideals are pure objects of the imagination that come out to manifest and to create standards in culture. And you can't tell him he wrong by nothing he's saying, because he logically understands. So we call him crazy. And maybe they is, maybe they ain't. I think they done been through some shit. But my point is this. My point is this. Yeah, my point is, do we get the point? Nah. But in the very same way, I'm watching two brothers who get it. And when they got free to realize I can say whatever the fuck I want. Because that's all everybody ever done did. Because the ones that know it all know we know nothing at all. But when you standing on logic, sound, principles, universal truth, boy, you begin to form your own judo. Begin to form your own mastery. You begin to form your own style. You begin to realize you're extemporaneous. So 20 years ago, for me, I entered a journey. There was a thing called the conscious community. Free thinkers, free thought, truth seekers. There are many entries into the conscious community. Some enter through deeper understanding of biblical aspect. Some came through understanding that it has to be more to this. Some came through one seeking ideology or identity. But during this time, man, I 20 years ago, but it's from the late 60s, from the Black Panthers to the Black movement, all the way through, there was a conscious thought and a conscious Afrocentric understanding of higher understanding and intelligence. But when I came in, I used to listen to metaphysics and read metaphysics. You had Bobby Hemmett. You had, it was so many. Malachi York. You had Dr. Ben, John Henry Clark. I mean, you had so many scholars. Now we look back on them and they put a stain on it and call them pseudos, but at that time, they brought out a knowledge, man, for those that seek to the higher learning. And in that train of thought, man, I learned the Bible inside out. I learned the Quran inside out. I hung from every branch of ideology to truly understand the tree of knowledge, the root knowledge, to understand what I'm saying. But 20 years later, it's like it don't exist, and don't nobody really talk that. Now woke is only about being a Democrat. So last night I'm listening at this video, I'm scrolling, it's a guy, 607 Unc. He's talking about different God concepts. And everybody's sharing him and he's going viral because he's talking about ancient concepts of God and religion and all these type of things, and it's tickling people's ears who got a spirit of concern and of wanting to learn more. But he's doing it from a retarded type character. And I say, man, how did we get to a point where you had real brothers really learning this thing for real, to now the ones who are perpetuating the enlightenment, the wokeness, the consciousness are being popularized by saying these type of rhetoric, parrot things in the form of a retarded character. God damn. God damn. Let me say that again. God damn. God is damned in our mind. God is damned in our mind. Extemporaneous with no preparation. Off the cuff. We're getting tickled through characters, a retardation with enlightenment. Is there any atonement to our own minds? Say we unfit to just take anything, y'all. Come on. We are goddamn. In our mind. Alexa, what is the opposite of extemporaneous?
The opposite of extemporaneous is rehearsed, prepared, or premeditated. This means that if something is extemporaneous, it is improvised or done on the spot, without much preparation. On the other hand, if something is rehearsed or prepared, it is done with careful thought and planning in advance.
In one context that sounds good, but in another, we call it being genuine, being sincere. When you prepare to be in a place or a situation, people feel it and know you ain't genuine in the moment. Shout out to my big brother Crump. I call my big brother a beacon of light, a pilot light, real life shit. On my off days, when I can, hero training is for real. Levels of leadership. My big brother called me as a beacon of light and say, are you available to come to the table? I said, what time? And when he said, are you available to come to the table? I don't know who's going to be at the table. I know he's there, and he always tell me, you got the seat, you got a seat at any table I'm at. But I know one thing about him at a table. It's going to always be a table full of leaders. So when he say, do you got time to sit at the table? I have no preparation because I don't know who's at the table. I just know hero training finna be at it. That's all I know. Extemporaneous. I embody this shit. And I just learned this word an hour ago. Hero training, words to grow on. I'm growing on it. Extemporaneous. Off the cuff, off the top. I said, man, you shouldn't have said that. Well, I'll try not to say it next time. Spirit said it. But I go sit at the table, man. Whether it's Miss Karen, a 65-year-old social worker who's been doing social work for 40 years, who's retiring in 4 months, who's over 250 social workers in Cabarrus County. Or whether it's Sheriff McFadden. I'm coming extemporaneous. And they weren't able to prepare for me. Just like I wasn't able to prepare for them. And if you can get real when it get real, if you can be real when it get real, You is as, hey, look, I said, it is as real to you as you're real to it. See, when the spirit gets to moving, when there's no time to prepare, can you get real with it? Can you get in the wind? Because I'm finna blow. And there's a powerful thing happening at the table. Every time. Every time. Every single time. Just like every time we get in this huddle. Every single time. Because this is true spirituality. This is truly off the cuff. And if you pick up any seed I drop down, that seed will grow confidence in the thoughts in your mind. Well, your thoughts becomes your true expressions. It becomes your true identity. It becomes your true soul. It becomes your voice of God. He spoke to me, sent a chill through my body, so sweet, so sweet. I cried. Come on, y'all. This ain't deep. I'm coming off the cuff, in the moment, hero training, talking about basically the point is how to let go and let God. Because you can't find God nowhere. Because God is now here. See, that's a spell. N-O-W-H-E-R-E, N-O-W-H-E-R-E. The God is nowhere because God is now here in the moment. You can't prepare in the moment. You got to be in it. Pay attention to the moment. Life is happening at light speed. One thing about making music and being in sync and recording and to the beat, you got to get the tempo of the beat. Once you get the tempo of the beat locked into your session, the bars and parameters all are based off the tempo. So once you get the tempo, you record in the tempo, and everything will always drop in the beat like it's supposed to. But if you ain't recording in the right tempo and you're off tempo, it don't line up right. So extemporaneous, meaning the external tempo. Put thought to it. I move, I groove, I'm smooth, I can't lose, refuse. I'm like a tool, use me, don't abuse me. Hold me tight, cause you just might lose me. I get slippery when I feel danger. In a room full of people, I be feeling like a stranger. Cause don't nobody give a fuck, but I know I do. I come on here every Thursday to keep it true. I don't rehearse. This shit is universal. I ain't got to think what I'm going to say. I already feel it. Give me the microphone. Drop a beat. I promise I'll kill it. And I'm just talking at a smooth type tempo, showing you how no matter what, the words will flow. Understand who you are so you can be. Be what you might say. God to another. God to a brother. You know how many people need a witness? Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? You know how many people praying to be seen? All you got to do is wake up and be a witness. That's what being is. You can't prepare to be. You just got to be. Because you've been you since your birthday. I'm talking about the very, very first day. On love. Get up out of here. I have grown to a better me. I'm growing, baby. I'm better than who I used to be. I want to give a shout out. My big brother Wood, my big brother Mike, my big brother Black, my brother E, my brother Munt, my brother Bam, my wife Keisha, my King, my son King, my daughter Journey, my mama, my daddy, my sisters Erin, Ev, and Sharon. Give a shout out to all my family. Give a shout out to anybody, man, that crossed my path, man. That share a moment with me. That pay me some attention. We all necessary. We all necessary. Give a shout out to anybody who done used me as to be a villain in their movie. It's all good. I play defense. It's all good. Shout out to you. If you're paying me some attention for whatever reason. I love you. I respect you. Because you're necessary. Y'all hold me down, man. Let it be real, real, real. Yeah, extemporaneous. Off the cuff. I feel good, y'all. I don't even want to go, but guess what? I'm gone.